It is Thursday, and that means it's time for an all-new episode of the Geek Chat. We got a lot of books to review and some mixed feelings to go with them. So let's get it started. Hey everyone, welcome to the Geek Chat. We are on the experience. We are live. You might be watching this later, so we're not live anymore, but come on every Thursday, except for next week, and join us. Yes. I am Beardy Rich.
And I am Little Black Beardy Des, although I have kind of a bigger beard. I letting the beard grow, trying to.
Good.
Well, it's wintertime, and so during wintertime, I like to let the beard grow. Look a little bit more like, gruff and rough and tumbly and stuff like that.
Tumbly is not a way I'd ever describe you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yes, welcome everybody to this week's episode of the Geek Chat. Unfortunately, hi Paul, we do not have a giveaway for this episode. So if you want to switch away or something, I totally understand. But we hope you stay. But yeah, due to the deliveries and the shipping and all this other stuff, I was unable to secure a variant cover for today's giveaway. So I do apologize.
Yes.
Also,
I just want to let everyone know we have gone through a couple different versions of today's outline because West Coast stores did not receive their PRH, which is where we get Marvel, IDW, Dark Horse. West Coast
Penguin,
stores
Random
did not.
House, PRH.
Yes, we did not get our books. So we had a different outline and an only hour show set up, and then out of the blue, my UPS driver rang the bell. So we got the last, I think we're doing 2 or 3 different books from PRH. So we have a full show for you. But as Des was about to say, Des, take it away.
Oh, no. We don't have one, unfortunately. And also, we will not be here next week because Paul and I are going to see The Monkey King, which is a musical about Sun Wukong and the Journey to the West. So hold on, is it a musical or is it an opera? I think it's a musical. But anyway, we saw pictures of it and it looks great. So if you're unfamiliar with Sun Wukong and the Journey to the West, fear not. You probably are. You just don't know it. If you've ever watched a little cartoon called Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, because Gohan and Son Gohan is actually slightly based on Son Wukong, which is the Monkey King, and Superman. Akira Toriyama pushed both of them together. Superman and sorry, it's a world premiere opera. My bad. And thank you. I knew that Paul would correct me.
Well, that just sounds fun for you.
Well, I mean, we saw some of the costumes and everything, and it looks really, really good. So I'm wondering, because it's an opera, I'm wondering what language it's going to be in. If it's going to be in English, if it's going to be in Chinese, or if it's going to be in Italian, because most operas back in the day were in Italian. Though they can come in any language, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been a huge fan of the story of Journey to the West. It's been done multiple times. It's one of the it's one of those books that has been translated into multiple different language multiple times. Oh, it's in English. Cool.
Bring in the facts.
Yes. Well, this is his wheelhouse. This is more than mine. Yeah. So, but I'm excited for that.
So let's say hi. Wait. Let's say hi first.
Oh, yes.
Hey, Enough. Hey, Jabroni Chief.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, Zax. Hey, Eddie. Welcome in. Hey, Space Case Collectibles.
Yes.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Also, which means it's weird because the Thursday after that is Thanksgiving. So
we don't see you for 2 weeks.
So we have to decide if, I guess Rich mid decision, then we're not going to see you on Thanksgiving. So, but who knows? Maybe we'll be able to do something small, maybe a small show or something like that. Yay! Yay! So it's in English with super titties. I mean, super titles. So yeah, that's great.
What is a super title?
It's just giant captions. That's all it is. Super captions are just super titles are just giant captions they put on the sides because operas are in different languages, they will put the English translations on the sides of the
You
uh
know, I don't like
presentation.
to read my TV, and I certainly don't want to read my theater either.
Yes, yes. But again, like if you're Paul and you've seen a bunch of them, you already know what they're talking about anyway. So
Hey, Canadian survivalist. Hello, Leonard. Welcome
okay.
in.
So again, if you're late, I want to say thank you for coming in. Also, we don't have a giveaway for this week, and we will have two when we come back. So just be prepared. We're gonna have two giveaways for when we come back. So please, please, please come and
Join us.
join
Hey,
us
Garth Wong.
because you want to do that. So all
Let's
right,
get right into
everybody.
it.
Oh Lord, let's get right to it. And we're starting this off with the bang, everybody, with Youngblood #1.
So I had to get the Scotty Young cover because you know I love Scotty Young. And oops. So that's the Scotty Young cover.
The best
Thank
cover.
you, Jay. The best cover. All right, let's get these out of the way. So Rob Liefeld did the story, the pencils, and the inks. Juan Manuel Rodriguez did the color art. Chance Wolfe did additional inks. And Russ Wooten did the lettering and design. And there were a bunch of covers. Ryan Stegman did one. Daniel Warren Johnson did one. Ryan Otley did one. And then I got the Scotty Young. And then Rob did a whole bunch of his own as well. So.
We're not giving the picture of Sophia away.
Yeah, so I wanted to read this, and Rob released this to his online. So it's been out for a while, and then he let comic book stores buy it, and a lot of comic book retailers were kind of like ticked because we get the secondhand, basically, like sloppy seconds. I was just happy to read this, but let me tell you something. I grew up with Rob Liefeld's art on New Mutants, and I loved it. It was just this bright, flashy art that was different at the time. Oh boy. All right. So what did you think?
I love that preamble you gave. When I was younger, you know, when I was younger and I had no taste, I really liked Rob Liefeld, and I was the same way.
Pretty sure I didn't say that, but okay.
I was the same way. So
yeah.
So usually when we start the show, we're in the backstage. I mean, we sign on and then we kind of go over, the show a little bit, say hi to Jay, who is filling in for
hey, producer Jay is with
Kyle.
us.
So we have producer Jay. We have Bearded Jay with us. And we chat up about what's going on. And the first thing I said to him was, "You owe me $5." And he was like, "Why? And I'm like, "You owe me $5. 1, 2, 3, 4, $5. I want it in my hands." And he's like, "What do you mean? Did we bet on something? What's going on?" And he was just like, and then it dawned on him, and he was like, "Oh, you want your $5 back from Youngblood?" I'm like, "You're damn right, sir. I'm sorry, people, but this is not it. This is not it. This is not it." And I get it. Rob Liefeld is that drunk uncle that you just want to kick out of the party, but he did some cool-ish back in the 90s, and you're like, you know what? I remember him from when he did some cool-ish back in the 90s. Come on, old guy, get in here. That's what this felt like to me. Everything, like, it's that quintessential Rob Liefeld. And if you like Rob Liefeld and you like his writing and you like what he does, then this is a feast for you. Eat up, enjoy, get drunk on the chaos and the weird body shapes, and that he brings you. Just eat it up, just let it be a feast for your eyes. But for me, I shall abstain. I will abstain. I do not want, no, this is not for me. No backgrounds, the colors were oversaturated. The people did not look the same from panel to panel. I mean, no, this was not for me. Not for me. And I was like, but I'd say one thing, I didn't even try though. I was just like I wanted, and I'm trying to say to myself, like, I wanted to see, okay, let's see what's going on. What is going on with this? It's a relaunch. Let's see what's happening. And it just felt like going back, and I don't want to go back. I just did not want to go back to it. And I don't yeah. So
I owe you $5.
So I mean, and again, and what's really funny to me is people love it. And, so and I'm fine being the minority and in the room, but man, like it's sold out. Like it's sold out, and they're rushing into second printing. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not sure if it's because they want they really want to like Rob Liefeld, or they really want to be a part of it, or if they're trying to grapple with getting old or gray hairs, or they missed the 90s or something. But I don't know what would pull people to buy this. Like, I don't get it. Like, I do not get it. I don't get it. And
right.
So please tell me, like, because yes, Jabroni Chief, I enjoyed It's Hawk and Dove too.
So did I.
When I was 15, it's like, now I look back on it and I'm like, and it's just like, I don't know, like maybe my tastes have, I hate to say they've gotten more refined because you've seen some of the movies that I watch. So I like trash. Like I like trash, but this is, I don't know what's going on,
So TJ, I think that since Image is the publisher, I don't know if he's actually doing it on his own and then using Image to get it to retailers. Yeah. So he is basically his publisher.
Yeah, because I think because of his name and who he is, Image will always publish his stuff. Yes. I mean, it's kind of like Eric Larson, and I only say that because Eric Larson, for seriously the remainder of his time on this green earth, will be able to publish anything he wants through Image Comics. I think that's just something, they get for being an OG.
A founder, yeah.
Yeah. So I just think that's one of the things that kind of happens. So
interesting you bring up that, because the first page is the eye for Image, and in it has Spawn, Shadowhawk, Savage Dragon. I don't know who this is. This supposed to be Pitt?
I think that's supposed to be Jim Lee, Ripclaw from Jim Lee's.
Jay Lee or Jim Lee?
Jim. Remember for Wildcats? I think that's supposed to be Ripclaw from Jay Lee.
Okay.
For Jim Lee, unless they're pissed at Jim Lee for going to DC, and that's Mark Silvestri's guy. That's the Ripclaw guy from Mark Silvestri. I don't know, but
so we open the book with everyone's names, and I really like that. For new readers that have never read this and it's their first time picking it up, he actually names everyone. And they're all in a plane, but somehow the seats are all leveled. Like, it's because he's drawing a plane. And what I mean by that is, like, normally seats don't do that. But it's a really nice first page to get you introduced to the characters. And then later in the story, he'll reintroduce the people and tell you a little bit about them. So from that standpoint, he did a great job introducing the characters, because I've complained about this a lot, about a lot of new number ones that are updated versions, like when we were reading the Valiant stuff. One of my complaints for what is the Valiant book with the team that you hated?
Oh, Harbingers.
Harbingers did not do a very good job introducing the people.
I didn't hate Harbingers.
I have to agree with you that there were no backgrounds, not one, and there were no real panels. For me, this just felt like he drew something and then put it on the page. There was no actual storytelling. And then Cable shows up, oddly enough. I was like, why is Cable there?
No, that was Strife, sir.
Well, no, Cable shows up at the very end.
I know. It's Cable.
Strife was there.
No, that's Supreme and these other characters.
No.
Yeah, the guy flying.
This guy.
Cable that guy. I thought that was like
wearing the same headgear that Chapel's wearing. Like, do you only know how to draw one headgear besides? I don't know. I was of two minds of this. I was like, oh, look at this art. Like, it gives me hope I could do it. You know what I mean?
Take off the
it really does.
Glasses, sir.
It really does. It gives me hope that people can do it themselves. But otherwise, I don't.
I know
the way why did he draw Badrock naked in the water? Like, where did he go from taking his clothes off to getting thrown in the water?
I don't know. Maybe I'm tired of it.
And then you were saying people look different. Yeah, some people got squatty, some people got long, some people got like Badrock just grew to be the size of the page. I don't. It was a book. Rob Liefeld. I'm going to continue to buy it because,
why?
My inner 15-year-old needs it.
That's like if you go in any one of those DRM books or whatever, that's like insanity when you do the same thing over and over again, waiting for something to change. Okay. One Young Beards from Richardness. That'd be kind of cool, actually. The one thing though, and I know we're all getting old, but why was the font size so big? The font size was huge. I was like, geez. I was like, I know you like know your audience is probably older now, but damn, why was the font so big? I don't know. It was a book, like you said, it was a book.
If you like Rob Liefeld, go pick this book up.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, and again, if you're on a budget, skip it. Save your money. Save it. All
right.
So that's enough. That's enough for that. So let's get on to some real. Let's get on to our next comic book. So,
all right.
Next up, Batman Static Beyond. Static is back, folks, and it's in the future. He's a granddad, and
it's an Elseworlds.
It's an Elseworlds. It is an Elseworlds because in this reality, it is Terry McGinnis is Batman and not Damian Wayne. So
Tim Drake.
No, Tim Drake. Sorry.
Because it should never be that. It should never. It should always be Terry. So let me get this out of the way. Story by Evan Narcissi and Nicholas Draper Ivy. Art and cover by Nicholas Draper Ivy. Letters by Wes Abbott, and that cover is by Nicholas Draper Ivy. And then Raza did a variant, Dustin Yuen did a variant, and Dennis Cowan with Ho Chi Anderson. So I got just the main because they gave us the PDF of this, so I was like, and I thought the story was very, so
I would agree with 100%. It
was threw too much at you to be called Batman Static Beyond.
Yeah, there was it started off as a space story in which aliens were going to induct the human race into like the collective or something like that, but that didn't work, and then it turned into a terrestrial comic with
Kuns.
Yeah, with Terry fighting in a bar and Static meeting with his grandkids and stuff. So for me, the book was all over the place, and I didn't really have a a strong narrative flow.
Nope, it
Also,
did not.
it really wanted you to have watched the show, and a very specific episode, which is the episode in which you meet the future version of the Justice League. And so if you didn't have any like context of what was going on, you could have been lost. And I didn't think they did a good job of telling us or giving us information about where we were in the book when they started. And I wasn't sure if that was just an oversight by the editor team or the writers, but there should have been a little bit more exposition, because it was just funny because it started off with exposition at the beginning to get you where you are right at the beginning, because Static is literally talking to somebody, talking to himself about what's going on. So he's having this inner dialogue, which is actually exposition, and you're like, okay, cool, it's forced, but at least I know what we're doing. And then it shifts completely. And I didn't know where I was going in the book, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
cover,
Joker gang shows up, and
they tried to throw so much at the reader. So you see the cover, how the cover is so just, there's so much on that cover. Your eye does not know where to focus.
Yeah.
That was the book.
Yeah.
They did way too much. And then you get to this character that I don't remember from the cartoon. I really don't. That they make a big deal out of, and then they somehow maybe kill, and you are left going, why do I care? Like, this death meant nothing. And the art was strong in the beginning of the book, and then halfway through the book it changed, and I had to go to the credit page because I was like, is this a different artist? No. Many of the books today suffer from what looks rushed. And the beginning of the book, the way he drew Static, gorgeous. The art towards the end of the book, rushed and messy.
Yes, I'm glad that you brought up the artwork, because that was one of the things that really, in my opinion, hurt this book quite a bit. Because just like you were saying, it started off good, though I'm not sure he knows how to fully integrate locks into a bald fade and short on the top, because whatever hairstyle they gave him did not work, because he was like bald with a fade, but then they had stuck locks on the back to give him like long locks, and I'm like, it didn't look natural. So number one, his hair didn't look natural, and that was kind of weird. But yes, I have to agree. At the beginning, the art was really strong, and then it got progressively worse throughout the book. And so my thought was either it was rushed, which probably was, or this is a newer artist, and this was like maybe his big break, and so he started off really strong, but then time got the best of him. I do think that if they continue on in their career, they will be a really good artist, a really strong artist. But right now, I was not. The art did not work. It really felt like this was one of those books that they give like a junior writer, or a freshman writer, freshman creative team, and they say, okay, like here is Static and Batman Beyond, two characters that, I'm sorry, are not lighting the world on fire right now. Let's put them together. Let's see what we can do with it. And that's pretty much what we got. Like, there really isn't any connection between Static and Terry, except for the beginning, and then they go their separate ways. And so I don't know how they're gonna meet up again together, or what's going to happen. I guess that's issue 2, but unfortunately I'm not going to be buying issue 2, because nothing in this book made me want to read issue 2. And that's unfortunate, because I liked the cartoon Batman Beyond, and I liked Static, but this new iteration with Static right now is just not working for me. So
I want to know why Static the same costume.
Well, I mean, he's got that flow, that flowing jacket,
Which I thought was really cool when he wasn't moving in the very beginning and it was just down.
Yeah.
I like the white contrast and how he looked. It reminded me of was it who had the long cape? Oh, I am blanking. I really liked it. I liked that. But then as it went on, I did like that they gave the origin for Static as well. For those who might not know.
Again,
so
that
is one positive.
Yeah, that was at the beginning. Again, and I thought that was kind of interesting because they didn't really do that for Terry. I mean, they did a little bit.
They didn't.
But I mean, there was, Old Man Wayne and stuff like that. So
right.
They kind of expected you to know that. So again,
but I do want to say between this and Youngblood, one book had bear panels and one book had overstuffed panels.
Yeah.
Both were complete opposites, neither pleasing for the eye.
Yeah, and that no, I think you're 100% correct. Like this one was stuffed to the gills, and unfortunately the artist could not keep up, and then just Rob did what he was going to do. So
yeah, thanks, Kenneth.
Yeah,
all right, guys.
Kenneth.
So
we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back,
more comics.
We're talking about more comics and a couple comics that some of us liked. So stay tuned.
All right.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance, a song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Hey, did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's Sketch Up with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new projects.
So it takes place in this fantasy world where the world has kind of lost its stories.
And life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on the shadow.
Sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. Thursday nights. Part of the experience.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, that'd be really great. Thanks.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. I am Beardy Rich.
I'm Little Back Beardy Dez, or regular Beardy Dez.
and we want to thank everyone for watching. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the buttons,
the bell notification,
the bell thing. Yeah, I turn all mine off. So due to a huge screw up on PRH's side shipping, we do not have a giveaway this week, but when we return in 2 weeks, maybe we will. The next time we return, we will definitely have 2 variants as a giveaway for you all. So Des and I got to do some talking about what we want to do on Thanksgiving. So,
yes. So
If
definitely,
you haven't, go to the Geek Chat on Facebook and like the group. We post stuff every so often, and we will definitely update you then there if we do or do not have a show.
yeah, and follow us on the X or wherever, and you can definitely see what we're doing. So please do. Also on Instagram and all that good stuff. So
next up is the dynamite portion of our program tonight.
yes, I didn't realize that at first, but yeah,
You put all the dynamites together
because there was supposed to. Remember, when I first did this, we only had an hour's worth of material, and then we got some more stuff, and I didn't want to make it crazy on Jay, so I just put all it at the end and sent them a new outline. So yes, this is all the books from Diamond, and the first book is Dynamite. Sorry, is Gargoyles Fantastic Four #1. Yeah.
So I just want to say real quick, TJ, that could be a segment of a show right there. We could talk about this for more than 5 minutes because I don't think DC even cares. I think that they are an afterthought after buying them, and they don't realize the money that they are wasting and leaving on the table. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, I would agree. So,
all right.
No,
Gargoyles Fantastic Four.
Not JJ Walker, Joe. Sorry.
Greg Weisman was the writer. He, of course, did Gargoyles.
Yes.
George Cambadius was the artist. Jeff Eckelberry did the lettering. Lucio Perillo did the main cover, which is the one you are all looking at. And then there were probably a whole bunch of variants. Probably. Oh, there were when you go to the back.
Yes.
Declan Shavley, Amanda Connor, Mark Begley, Nicoletta Baldari, and then a blank.
Yes, thank you, Dave, for posting the link to the Geek Chat.
Oh,
Facebook.
cool! Thanks.
On Facebook, we really appreciate you. Okay, you start. The reason I want you to start also is because, like we said last time we reviewed the Fantastic Four and the Gargoyles, they switched it when it was Fantastic Four. When it was from Marvel, Marvel Disney, they did Fantastic
Four on top.
Yeah, so
I preferred that one.
You preferred that one? Really?
Yeah, I liked that one better than this one. This one suffered the Batman static shock syndrome. There was too much
going on. Yeah,
way too much going on. Yeah. Whereas in the first meeting, they did pull in other characters, but it was kind of fun and organic because, Gargoyle shows up for Marvel.
I'll be right back. We have stuff going on, and we have people working in our house. So
okay,
go on. Right back. So keep on.
Okay. So I preferred the first one. This one for me was all over the place. Like all over the place. You meet so many characters in this, and we go from Mole Man to Dragon Man to they throw in a couple new gargoyles that I hadn't I don't know. We get Annihilus, we get Titanium Man, we get Titanium Man's son, which looks exactly like him, and I didn't know he had a son. It's just, and then Lockjaw shows up for some reason, like out of the blue. Lockjaw just shows up, and they're like, "Oh, he must have known we were in danger." That makes no sense. That just makes absolutely no sense. They just wanted him there to be a vehicle to transport people. Franklin and Valeria are there, and they're both aged up differently than they are in the main Fantastic Four book, and their costumes have an F and a V where the fours are, which I thought was okay, because it used to be when Franklin was a child, he had the 4.5, if you remember that, and he wore that shirt for years because he never aged. Well, here they've aged both kids up. And then there's some gargoyle children. I was unfamiliar that they even spawned, but I guess that's how you make new gargoyles. It was just an odd book. And towards the end of the book, for me, the plot just, they lost it. They lost it by trying to put too much in this book. So you have one group, Fantastic Four, it's Reed, and then you have some of the gargoyles going after one thing, and then the kids, of course, got to be kids and do kids things, and they get in trouble, and then the moms and Lockjaw got to go save the kids, and the kids are too much. This book suffered from too muchism.
Yeah, we didn't need. I honestly, to tell you the God's honest truth, I don't think we needed the Mole Man stuff. I think they could have cut the Mole Man stuff and made it a lot, and he could have made it a lot more about the family working together. Because at the end of the day, that's what it came down to when you got to the two, the older guy and the young guy and the Titanium Man suit, which was really cool, by the way. And he was saying, "I'm not leaving my son," and so really pushing into that family angle, I think would have been a lot better than splitting it between the Mole Man for some reason and the dragon. I think the writer felt like he had to put all the stuff in because they were creatures from the cartoon, and I think it was he wanted everything that he created in the cartoon to be a part of this, and he really needed to edit himself and say what really serves the story to make it more cohesive and to make it more enjoyable for the readers, because and more cohesive, because then Lockjaw showed up and I was like, why is Lockjaw here? So
I said that it's like they needed someone to transport people. Oh, let's just pick him. Being there made 0 sense, Des.
Nope.
0 sense.
Nope.
And the end, I read the last page and I went, wait a minute. The ending, how they got to the ending, so confusing.
Because he literally had to truncate the ending because he gave so much time to the stuff that was ancillary. It felt like he didn't know what to do with Ben and Johnny. So he said, okay, let's just have them fight the Mole Man. But the real story was the children and the whole thing in the negative zone. And
yeah,
or I might get thinking to myself, did he have a page count that he needed to hit, or something, or did he put all of his good ideas in the first one, and this one was just kind of like the extra stuff that we got, sort of like the Danny DeVito and the Arnold Schwarzenegger from Twins, So I know it's an old reference. I know some of you get it, but it's like, I don't know that movie anyway. So, but yeah. And regarding the artwork, I thought it was strong in some places, and it looked like the cartoon. But overall, it was pretty. It was pretty serviceable for what I was expecting. For a comic book for a comic adaptation of a cartoon. It really felt like cartoon panels coming to life, and that's not a bad thing. So
my recommendation would be go get the Fantastic Four gargoyles and skip this one.
Well, I do like that cover though. That cover was great, and I like the cover from Sean Galloway. I thought that was really cute.
Oh my god, yes! I don't know why I didn't order that. I always order his stuff. I love his art, and yeah. All right, so the next one up on our Dynamite book review is Thundercats Panthro.
Okay, so real quick before we start on this, so this is a series of one shots about various different Thundercats in order to, in my opinion, give us a bit of world building and to introduce new characters to it. At least that's how I understand it, because last week was Pumera's book, and I was intrigued by it, and I was like, they're doing these kind of like solo books, and then we read this one, and I'm thinking, okay, so that must be what this is about. So before we start, I'll say this book, the way it was written, made me want to think about other books in the series and what they're doing. And I'll tell you more why once we get to our full review. So feel free to read the credits, Rich.
All right. So the writer is Ed Brisson. The artist is Dave Acosta. Colorist is Arancia Studio. Letter is Jeff Eckelberry. And the main cover artist right there that you see is Dave Rosario. Mm-hmm. And I got who did I get? It says cover D. Cover D was by Will Robson. Out of all the covers, I thought that was more striking.
Because that's a great cover.
It's an amazing cover. And I kind of wish this artist
And the
did
inside,
the interior.
the interior wasn't that bad though. It was dark in spaces that was but I thought that added to the claustrophobia of the book because they were trapped in this like living prison thing. So
do you want to start?
Sure. So Panthro, you might not have known, but the voice actor for Panthro in the cartoon was the grandfather on the Cosby Show, who played the actor who played Bill Cosby or Cliff's grandfather.
Yeah.
He was the voice actor for Panthro.
Yes.
I didn't know that. But anyway, so I don't know what the Dynamite canon is for Thundercats. So I came into this as being open to see what was going to happen. Like I thought this was just going to be a just a quick little one shot about Panthro, doing something with like a mutant, very innocuous, like we see in Marvel, because Marvel does that a lot. Well, it wasn't that. This was a introduction to a new character or a new villain that will most likely will be showing up later in the books. And I thought that was kind of clever because Panthro goes to look for this fallen general and this fallen and his fallen army, because since there's not a lot of Thunderians left, any survivors are worth saving. And so he goes to this place where the last battle was, and he finds this prison and this living prison, and he gets sucked into this living prison. And then he meets the guy, and the guy's been in this prison for what he feels was hundreds of years, but it's only been a couple decades. And so he starts talking about, Jaga, who is the Lionel's grandfather, or Lionel's dad. I think it's his grandfather. But anyway, about how he was a coward and he didn't want to fight. And we came to Third Earth for minerals and stuff like this. And really talking bad. I'm like, okay, what's going on with this guy? And in his design, he's like an older lion character with a big ass, with a big ass beard, and he has like a little tooth, and I thought that was kind of cute. But come to find out, of course, he's lying. He was a tyrant, and he was coming to Third Earth in order to, that's him. He would make a great figure, though. Like he wasn't in the cartoon, was he? Like I didn't think so. But anyway, so of course he's a tyrant. He was trying to get materials and minerals and stuff in order to create weapons to conquer Thunderia before it exploded, and they had to leave. And so now he is on Third Earth. He ends up, you find out at the heart of the prison was someone that was working with Jaga to keep him in prison because of his ambitions. He ends up dying. The prison goes away, and now he is free, and Panthro escapes. So now we have this rogue villain, Thunderian out there in the wilderness, getting ready to cause trouble and harm. And I liked it. I thought it was a really strong solo outing for Panthro. He got to fight, he got to lose. We got some more world building, and it wasn't about the mutants, which was great. It actually was something different. It wasn't about Mumra. It wasn't about, the mutants. It was something new. And it was interesting within the Thundercats universe. So I was like, all right, damn, this is not that bad. Not bad at all. And so I was looking at that Pumaira cover, and I thought, I wonder if hers is going to be like that too. So I think I'm actually going to go and pick up the first one and see what's going that one and see how she is, because I really liked her when they introduced the new Thundercats, Linkso and Jaga and the other guy. I really liked it. So I was like, let's go, let's do this. So yeah, this is a way to get people interested in a property, by at least giving them one person from that property and being like, here's a story about them. Let's see if you like this. If you like this, come on over and check out the main book, or come on over and check out something else. I thought it did its purpose well. And, hey, you got another, $3.99 out of me. So there you go. So what about you, Rich?
So everything you said is true, but it's also why I didn't like it.
Really?
Yes. So let me
Really?
start with this. I think it's interesting that Jay had a 30-minute conversation about nunchucks and martial art movies thanks to this book.
I've seen a bunch of them.
And yeah, they are starting to feel like X titles, but I think world building with this property is a good thing if done right. So I had the complete opposite reaction to what you said, but what you
Really?
said
Okay.
is valid. I did not know anything about this book going into it.
Yeah, same.
He's always been my favorite. Like, he was my favorite growing up. I loved him. I loved the outfit with the spikes. I loved the nunchucks that were paws. Like, disappointed that somehow, as he was being trapped, he dropped his nunchucks. I'm like, really? That's okay. That was the first thing I was ticked at. But the reason you gave, I wanted a more personal story. I wanted a story about Panthro. I chose this book. I chose to buy this book because I wanted a story about Panthro. I didn't want some new character that's going to be coming in a book I don't read. I wanted the main story to be about the character I cared about. So reading it, I was disappointed. I was just straight up disappointed. That said, the art was, the first couple pages was very strong, like very strong. And I think as this artist continued drawing it, much like the other books we've reviewed today, I don't think the last couple of pages were as strong as the first couple of pages. In fact, the beast that is drawn comes out of nowhere. So the angles in this book during a lot of the fights were jarring to me.
Okay.
And the muddiness of the pages, because they are in this cavern. What are they in? Like, it's a prison, but it's like a rock.
Yeah. With like the
stalactites
and the darkness.
Yeah, it got a little muddled for me.
I will agree with you with that. I will agree with you. It was a lot darker than I was expecting it to be. And I thought, okay, they're trying to add the mood or make it more moody. But yes, I do have to agree with you. I do feel that it was more
some of the
darker
pages
than it needed to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I was disappointed also that it was a one shot. I would have loved, but then what they wrote it about, I wouldn't want to read the next issue. It's really weird how I feel about this book. It was the one I was looking forward to the most, and the one that disappointed me the most. The story was not bad.
It just wasn't what you were expecting, and that's
not
totally,
anything.
That's totally valid, and I think that's one of the main things that happens with books that you go into expectations. Remember, this is almost the same thing we had with the X-Men books for the events that's going on. When we had the conversation about the X-Vengers, when it's like the book we got was not the book that we should have gotten.
Right.
And the only difference is I thought the Panther book was pretty good because of how they use it as a tool to get people in. But you didn't want it to be that. You wanted it to be a more personal story about Panther.
Yes.
And that's great.
But what they gave us it is a good way, like you said.
Yeah, it was interesting, but
let's read this book. So I don't know. I can't tell you to buy it or not buy it. This one is totally up to you. You know what our thoughts on it.
Yeah, so but again, I will be buying the Pumara. Because I like
Pumara.
That.
All right.
All right. Last up in our our Dynamite countdown is Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. Okay. Before we go, no, actually, I'll let you go into it now because I gave you a little soliloquy beforehand. So go ahead.
So Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, Fred Van Lent did the writing, Jonathan Lau did the art, Andrew Dahlhaus did the coloring. Again, Jeff Eckelberry, that man is working
Get your money, Jeff.
He did the lettering, and the main cover that you see on your screen is by Robert Quinn. I had to get the cover by Alex Ross. They're calling it the Icon cover.
Yeah, pretty
This
good.
is just freaking gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Like, that cover is amazing. Like, amazing.
Well,
And
I
it was the
started
most intense out of all of them.
Yeah, I started the last one, so you got to start this one, buddy.
All right. So I love Peter Cannon growing up. I
Same here.
bought a whole bunch of those comics. Whole bunch. Well, I didn't buy them. My dad did. So and then he went to DC for 12 issues, which I don't remember.
Nope.
And then you do?
Nope, I don't either.
I don't remember him going to DC. And then Dynamite has him. The book starts out with a lightning bolt.
I think he might be in public domain, actually. I think about
Maybe.
Yeah.
So the story starts out, a stranger walks into a building full of armed men. They're planning a kidnapping assassination attempt on the governor of the state. This guy who's just in basically pants and like just a little cloth shirt. I don't know how you describe it. He basically takes these guys down. And the dialogue is what I loved. Like, he is asked, "Who the hell are you? How'd you get in here?" And he says, "I'm Peter and my feet." He's very matter of fact, and he'll answer you the question you ask. I don't want to give too much away, but you get introduced to who Peter Cannon is, how he got there.
He was in a cult.
It was in a cult.
He was in a cult, which is hilarious.
Yep. And they all died except for him.
No Kool-Aid involved.
No Kool-Aid involved, even though that's what people say. Like, this book, Fred Van Lent,
so weird.
This is my pick of the week. Because for me, it gave you enough of the story, the background story, and future stories with the girl that you meet who were friends. The outfit he's wearing is a training suit with a domino mask. And they introduce a second Peter Cannon. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So it left me with enough of I need to pick up the next issue, which is exactly what a comic book should do. The art was amazing. Yes, Jonathan Lau's art was stellar. He knows figure work. He can draw different bodies, different faces.
Agreed.
There were backgrounds, but it wasn't cluttered. During some fight scenes, there were no backgrounds, but given what the fight, it was a pass. So this book, I'm excited to read, and I'm going to be disappointed because I have a feeling it's not an ongoing. I've noticed that the series we get are usually minis. So this book, thumbs up, go buy this. I loved it.
I would agree with you 100%. So I will agree with you 100%. I thought this is definitely my pick of the week as well. I have been a fan of Peter Cannon. I do believe that he is. I know this is scandalous for some of you 70s kids, but I do think that, well, I guess I can't say. I think he's on par with Iron Fist.
Yeah.
And what I like about him is that he is somewhat, he's this sarcastic kind of like, I don't know, his personality is such that he's sarcastic, but at the same time, it's just because that's just, I believe that like if you're playing D&D, his charisma score would be like an 8, because he doesn't like he's charismatic, but the things that he says are so silly, like my feet. And the guy says like, well, how are you going to get out of here? He's like, my feet again. And then he kicks the guy. And I'm like, what? So he has these like funny little one-liners that he does that I think is kind of interesting. And he's very like matter of fact about things. And I think that's just because of how he was being raised in a cult. So, and what I liked, another thing that I liked about it is there was exposition in it, but it felt natural. It felt good, because when he saw the girl and she was like, oh my God. And they're talking about, their past. And she said that was in a, you're in a train, you still have your training stuff, and so she must have got out of the cult, and so like it was enough exposition to give you backstory, but at the same time raise questions in your mind about what's coming and what's happening next.
Right.
And then the second Peter canon, I was like, wait, what? So now I'm all like, is there actually two Peter canons? Is this one the same one? Is one of them a cult leader? So there was just a lot of questions that was interesting to me. The artwork was gorgeous. I really agree with you about it. It had shades of like Jay Lee in it, but not as stylized as Jay Lee. I thought that the way he drew him fighting and his poses and everything came off really, really strong. It was a really good book. I cannot wait to pick up number 2. I do hope that we get a few more. I mean, I know we're going to get a complete story. Excuse me. How many issues that's going to be, I don't know. But I like this. I like this team, and I like what's happening, with this book, and I'm excited for it. So I definitely would be picking up the number 2. And out of the Dynamite books that I've read, this is definitely the strongest one of the group, and I really hope that it gets the eyes on it that it deserves, because it's really good. Like, it was a really strong book, and I really hope that it's able to continue that quality going forward, and I hope it does.
Yeah.
So
I agree. It also read well. So some books, when you're reading, it could feel like a chore, or much like the Gargoyles Fantastic Four, just too much was thrown. This had a very, very strong,
it was well-paced
storytelling, very well-paced, yes. Yeah. And humor. And I always like a little, I don't want a funny haha book, but a little humor. Like when she's like, don't hurt him. And her bodyguard was like, oh, don't worry, miss, I'm not going to hurt him. And she's like, oh, I wasn't talking about you.
Yep.
She knew that Peter was going to kick these guys' butts. It was fun. I loved it. So, yes.
Yeah.
Jay
says, was reading this one worth reading? This was worth reading. That young blood, you can line your cat box with it. Anyway, alrighty. So on that note, we are going to take our last break, and when we come back, we have our Marvel comics to talk about, and a new graphic novel that I got that I want to share with you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience. Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com. Twitch. It's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. I'm Beardy Rich.
And I'm Little Black Beardy Des. And we have producer Jay with us tonight, as producer Kyle is hosting, not hosting, but he's doing sound for a function, which is this function, which looks like a wedding, but I don't think it is. I can't remember what it is, but he's definitely most likely in a suit and tie. So I would love to see that. So if you get pictures of that, please send them our way. You know,
But it's always great having Jay here with us.
Yes.
So
nice blackmail pictures. What after us is Mog and Mel. So please keep watching. We have fantastic stuff almost every single day on the Experience. Like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell. That way you will know when a new episode or new show is starting. So please, we really want to grow our subscription numbers and really get people to see all of this great stuff that we have on offer here. And I know a lot of people watch this the playback, which is great, but we would love to have you join us if you're free and able to. We love talking to everybody, and we love having conversations and being silly with you all, so we really appreciate you being here. That being said, usually we have a giveaway, but unfortunately we do not have one due to the shipping that happened this week. But when we return, which will most likely be in 2 weeks, we'll keep you all posted. We will have two variant covers to give away on that day. So it's like a happy Thanksgiving and welcome back kind of celebration. So definitely stay tuned for that. TJ says, I do know he got a dessert that was compared to God in a cup with strawberries. See, now I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. I'm going to dinner after this. So
where are you guys going?
I have no idea. Probably for burgers, but yeah. So yeah. All right, Rich. We're on to our Marvels, and our first one up is a jaunty old tale, to 1776. How about a little bit of revisionist history, everybody?
All right. J. Michael Straczynski did the writing. Penciling most of the pages, Sean Damian Hill. Penciling some of the pages, Ron Lim. Lettering is by VC's Joe Caramagna. And the inker was Jay Leston for some of the pages, and Roberto Reggi for the others, and the colorist was Alex Sinclair. And that cover art was by Pete Woods. Okay. Do you want to start?
Hey Steve, you missed. Sophie did a crawl by a while ago. Maybe she'll come back later, but you missed her. Sorry. Where to start on 1776? Okay.
Trees died for this book.
I think it's one of those. I honestly think it's one of those things where this is how I believe certain things get printed at Marvel, and I assume other big comic book corporations as well, big companies as well. They're at a con. They're sitting in the hotel bar, hanging out. It's like 9 o'clock. They've had a few. They've had a few.
Hey, Triple B.
They're chilling. Editor Zabusky's there, another editor. And then J. Michael Straczynski walks by, and they say, "Hey, Straczynski," and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "What do you got to pitch?" And they're like, well, Veterans Day is coming up. How about a book where they go back in time and help the founding fathers?" Have it on my desk on Monday. I think that's what happens with some of these books, because some of these I don't know where they come from. Like some of the ideas that where they're doing, I don't know. I don't know. Like literally, like who asked for this? Who asked for a book in which the ghost of Benjamin Franklin goes to the future, talks to Stephen Strange, into sending people back in time because Morgan Le Fay wants the English to win. It's like because she wants to create a future. Didn't they do that already with George Perez and when they went to Camelot? Like, is this a sequel to that? Like, I don't.
This book was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. I cannot say that enough. It's terrible. The best thing I can say about this book is it was nice seeing Ron Lim drawing again.
Yeah,
His
that was
art
good.
has not changed. It looks the same as it did 20, 30 years ago. The man is a powerhouse artist. Like,
Yes,
the other art was just
workhorse.
not pleasing to the eye. I did not like this book. In fact, I gave up reading it halfway through and just looked at the pictures.
No,
and those
I mean,
weren't even good.
Like, I read it, and I was
No.
understanding what's going. It was good to see Clea. Like, I'm a forever a Clea fan, so it's good to see her hopping in and helping because for whatever reason Doctor Strange couldn't go. I don't know. I think he was maintaining order and keeping Benjamin Franklin's ghost alive. So
It's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible book.
It was good to see Morgan Le Fay. I love Morgan Le
Terrible.
Fay as a character. I think she always gets the short end of the stick, with like the whole Merlin thing and being evil and having a baby with her half brother, King Arthur, but still, Mordred and all that. But
terrible.
Yeah, but
I want to be on the back of the book, the trade for this, the thing from me from the Geek Chat. Beardy Rich of the Geek Chat says this book is terrible. It's terrible. Don't waste your money on this book, people.
But
Don't.
But
give Des the money for that Youngblood book. Because
but why did you hate it? Like, what was it about it that you
terrible? Hated? It was a terrible book. Like you said, were they drunk when they pitched this? And they got the contract signed while they were all drunk, and then they woke up and they're like, "Oh, this book's going to be terrible," but we already signed a contract. Terrible. It was a terrible book, Des.
But and I don't know, Straczynski can be kind of hit or miss sometimes, and some of his books are really good. The what was the one where he was doing the unlikely duos that he was doing. Yeah. Like, so sometimes his books are really good. I just don't understand this one. Oh,
the cover's gorgeous.
The cover is fantastic. It's great. Oh, also Sue Storm is not in it, so maybe she comes.
Neither is Cyclops.
And neither is Cyclops. So the cover is a lie. But anyway, I don't know what it's for. I honestly think it was pitched because of Veterans Day and it was close to Veterans Day. But I don't think this is it. Like, I really don't think this is it. And maybe it just seemed ill-conceived. And I guess we can kind of leave it at that.
Yes. Terrible.
Yeah. So I know we said we didn't want to talk about this book, but I do want to say one thing about it. And the next one is X-Men Tales from Age of Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, we could talk about it a little.
Okay.
So when I originally put this down last week,
he was so happy. He was excited.
I was so excited. Oh, and then I got it today. I opened up PRH and I'm all excited. And I looked through the new Ultimate Wolverine and I'm like, oh my God. And I looked through Iron and Frost. I'm like, oh my God. And I found 1776. I found the book that we're going to do after this. And I found this and I was all excited. I was like, oh, hold on a minute. Tales from the Age of Apocalypse, Astonishing X-Men, Weapon X, Factor X, and the Amazing X-Men. And I open it and I'm like, I've already read this. These are all just number ones from the 90s. So while it's amazing to see, like, this one is Steve Epting because he did the Factor X, which was one of those strongest books. And then seeing Kubert, don't remember which Kubert was it? Andy Kubert did
Andy.
Amazing, and like Adam did Weapon X, and then you got Joe Mad.
Oh.
So I kind of just went through this book and just looking at the art and remembering how I felt reading these issues, and I got that nostalgia just hit me.
Yeah.
And I loved it. So while we're not going to talk about it because it was 30 years ago. But it was
So
nice that they put this out.
Yeah, and again, it was definitely in league with what's going on right now with the apocalypse stuff and Revelation stuff going on right now. So I understand the tie-in and why they did it. But also, I wanted to say, I was reading on one of the forums or something, and someone was saying, this is actually a really good deal when you think about it, with the cost of comics, because Marvel already made their money, for this stuff, and so they're repackaging it. So those books, I think, were like $175 when they originally came out. Now a book is going to cost you in for $3.99 or more. So when you think about it, for the comics that you got for this, it was actually with inflation and whatnot, this is actually a pretty good deal if you're looking for four number ones to read, to kind of like, if you haven't read anything from Age of Apocalypse and you're wondering what's going on with it, this is a good kind of like thing to kind of prime the pump, to get you kind of into it possibly, and to see what's going on. I mean, I think the cover was great. It's very striking. So yeah,
it's got some superstar artists.
Exactly. That's why I thought, okay, again, because I didn't know. I mean, this is just chalk this up to us not reading the solicits, about this, because I totally thought it was something new, and it was just kind of like one shots from back then, and people were gonna do some like 8-page. Like, I honestly thought it was one of those kind of Marvel Voices type things.
So did I.
And I thought, this is really kind of cool. All right, they've already established that the Age of Apocalypse timeline still goes. That was established a long time ago in the whole like Moria X thing, with all her timelines and all that. So we know that it still exists out there. So having like a little thing from that would have been cool, or even basing it back in the 90s would have been kind of fun too. So again, this was while it's fun to throw on those nostalgic glasses and read this, it would have been cool to have something new as well. So again, if you're itching for some 90s nostalgia, buy this. Throw Youngblood back on the counter and buy this instead.
It also had one of my favorite Dazzler. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to find it now. Oh, there it is. One of my favorite Dazzler shots by Andy Kubert, where like that is awesome. Like, I loved the different costumes in the Age of Apocalypse.
Oh,
so it was great to read.
Did you see that thing I sent you about Dazzler being black in her original iterations? It looked like
it was supposed to be like Grace Jones.
Yep. Yeah, and they actually had the John Armada Jr. Pictures from it. That was so cool. I was like, all right, that would have been cool. I mean, it would have completely different, but again, I think it's kind of cool when you see these iterations of characters and you see them going through changes is really kind of cool. But yeah, look for it if you're interested about it. Look for it back in the 80s. Sorry, the 70s. Dazzler was originally supposed to be based on Grace Jones, which was kind of crazy when you think about it. But they actually have pictures and like costume art for it. So definitely look at it. Just search it up. It's really kind of cool. Okay, so lastly, our last book we're going to talk about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Godzilla #1. Okay.
So the writer was Tim Seeley, which we've been reviewing a lot of his books lately.
Yeah.
The artist is Pharaoh Pei, P.E. Colorist is Luis Antonio Delgado. The letterer and designer is Brian Kolek. And don't know who did that cover. Probably Pharaoh Pei.
So Eddie Von B. Yes, I have seen the very first drawings of Black Panther, and it was crazy. I think he was supposed to be like a lion motif before they made it like Black Panther or something, because they wanted to get away from like having it be Black Panther. But Stan Lee was like, no, we're gonna make it. So anyway, but yeah, I have seen that, and it's crazy looking. But back to Turtles versus Godzilla.
Paul's at a musical right now.
Yes, he is. That's why
Oh.
I'm not going to dinner with him. I'm going to dinner with Randy. So yeah,
All
he's
right,
at a musical.
so
Left me alone. I'm a theater widow yet again.
I thought this was a one shot. So when nothing wrapped up, I was like, what the hell? And then I realized, oh no, this is a mini series.
Yeah.
I really liked it back when we were in our younger days when they would put 1 of 6 or 1 of 5. Now I think publishers play too much because they don't know if something, especially Marvel, if it's going to succeed, if it's going to be 7 issues, if it's going to be 9 issues. 1 of would have been great on this, guys. So.
I agree. 100% agree. But you know what? If they're shopping around the Godzilla IP, let's go. Let's go. I have seen this Godzilla has been passed around more. Never mind. I just like, I love Godzilla. I really do. But damn, he is showing up everywhere. And I'm like, Zilla, please stop it. So I have to say about this book. The one thing I will say about the book that I thought was really, really fun, and I thought it was an interesting idea, and I don't know if it's enough to make me want to read the next book, but what is it? It's oh fuck, damn it, I had it. I don't have my comics. What is it? Kaijudizin. They basically wanted to make mutagen and mix it with kaiju blood, and the secret of the ooze and all that. So they're making a kaijudizin, which was like which I was like loving it. I was like, what the hell? And Kang is making this. He's gonna turn like Bebop and Rocksteady into like giant kaijus. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but that really got me excited because I thought that Bebop and Rocksteady, when they got rocked steady by the turtles, I
saw.
Yeah, I wanted them to I want them to get their get back, and I would love to see a giant, Bebop and Rocksteady fight Godzilla. I thought that was really cool. I think that's a really cool idea, and to see Kang and the stuff from the cartoon is always fun for me. The backstory with the Foot Clan fighting Godzilla back in the day and losing, I was like, okay, that's giving a little bit more sentimentalness to Splinter, because he was there, with his master to watch what happened, and so he saw the power of Godzilla. So excuse me. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but yeah, I will most likely get this as a graphic novel and read it that way. I just don't, because this is one of those books, unfortunately, that if I don't see it on the counter, like on that Wednesday, if I just miss it, then I'm probably not going to buy it, because it's one of those that it's not going to stick in my head, tomorrow. Like, I'll already have forgotten it. And then what'll happen is I'll see it half off at like Emerald City or WonderCon or something, and then I'll be like, hey, and then I'll pick it up for like half, for like $6, read it, enjoy it, and then give it to someone. So that's kind of how some of these comics operate nowadays, unfortunately. But I mean, it's not a bad comic at all. I just don't think it's one of those memorable ones that you're going to be like, oh my god, I have to do this. And no, Jay, I'm not cursing at you in a different language. I'm sorry. My hands might be, but
so for me, this did what Batman Static did. It's what Fantastic Four Gargoyles did. It introduced the cast from Casey Jones to April.
Everybody,
but it did not feel packed. I liked this one rather than the other ones because it was natural. Casey was, of course, stopping someone from stealing, and then
full of all people. Like,
and
I never thought of that guy. I haven't thought of that guy in forever. Like,
and we get a little bit of everyone. It was a very linear book by the basics, A plus B. Like, it took us where we needed to go. I will be reading the next one because King Ghidorah is going to be there, and I Like, I really want to see that. And it's funny, Steve, because they actually do talk about on a very watery color kind of page. Like, the art in this was pretty good. They talk about the different kaiju, like Rodin, Mothra. I never heard of Anguirus. Anguirus. Don't know that one.
Yeah.
So I liked the way they built the story around Godzilla.
Yeah.
Is he everywhere now? Yes. Are the
Yeah.
turtles meeting him? Yes. Are they excited to meet him? Yes. Like you said, Krang was there, Bebop, Rocksteady. I always love those two. The thing I did not like about this book was that this penciler made the rat look like a dog. He looked like a schnauzer.
Okay.
He did not look like a rat. This is
like
not
a
a rat
schnauzer?
face. Yeah, he
Huh.
looks like a schnauzer to me.
Okay,
The
show
way
me a
the
picture
face-
because I kind of was like, he looked all right to me.
That's not a rat. That's
yeah,
a dog.
okay. Yeah, that's a dog.
That is
Yeah,
a straight up dog.
Yeah, that's a schnauzer. Yeah. Yeah.
That was my
that's not
only real
Splinter.
complaint.
That's
I
not
mean,
Splinter.
he even-
That's Kibble. That's Kibble. That's
That-
not Splinter. That's Kibble.
They even draw Godzilla great compared to some of the Marvel ones we've seen. That really is that was my biggest, that I just like, that's a dog. That's not a rat. That's a giant dog. Otherwise, the art was great. Backgrounds galore. The turtles sound like themselves. I liked that this writer, Tim Seeley, I liked that they each had an individual voice. There's nothing worse than reading a turtle book and they all sound alike. Like, there's no distinct voice from them, but here they did. It's always funny. They have swords, but they never use them. They just hit people with them. Like when he took on, I know that's just it, but when he took on
Is it
Bebop?
Bebop? Yeah. He cut his hair.
Yeah, I get it. But I really thought this was pretty good. I am looking forward to the next issue. I gotta agree with you. There was nothing in this that made me go, oh. But what I will do, I will get them all and then read them.
Yeah, there you go. The Kaijudizin was the one that kind of was like, oh, but I don't know. Maybe you'll tell me that something's really great and I'll pick it up. But all right, everybody. The last thing I wanted to show you was I got something that I thought was really fantastic. I was super excited, and that is the THB Volume 1 from Paul Pope. This is Paul.
Hey, Barlord, welcome.
Welcome. This is Paul Pope's first, not his first work, but it's one of his first things that really kind of put him on the map. And it just came out, and I had to get it because I only have a couple of, maybe 2 actual issues of THB, and I never really read the full story. I've been a huge fan of his for a long time. I started out really hating his work, but then I got Heavy Liquid and really got into it. So I'm so happy that I got it. I'm very happy to read it. I'm super excited for it. So if you're out there and you like Paul Pope, it's out now. Go pick it up. It's really gonna be a fun read. I just know it is. Also, I guess there she is. Yes, that is what Dazzler was gonna look like. That's her supposedly. That's John Romita Jr. drew that, and that's supposedly her trying to get the editor at the time, I can't remember his name, to let her be on the team. So, but yeah, that's what Dazzler was supposed to look like, and it was based on Grace Jones. So that is really cool. So, all right, everybody. So again, unfortunately, there is no giveaway this week due to the Penguin Random House shipping and delivery debacle. But when we come back in about 2 weeks, we're out next week. Because I'm going to the theater, and then the following week is Thanksgiving. So we're still deciding on if we're going to do something with that. We're not sure, but we will definitely let you know. But regardless, the next time we meet, we will have 2 variants to give away. Sort of like a Thanksgiving thank you to all of you fantastic people who like, share, subscribe, and tune in every Thursday at 5:30 to hang out with us geeks, talk about comic books. We really, and comic lore, and anything else that's comic related. We really appreciate you. Yes, I'm going to the theater. I'm going to see the Monkey King, so San Francisco Opera. It's a world premiere, so I'm very excited to see it. So, but yeah, I don't know. You think anything else you want to say, Rich, before we head
I just
out?
want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us. We love doing this. We love you guys. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Like Des said earlier, Mog and Mel are coming up after us. They've always got great guests, and they draw and they talk. It's going to be a fun time.
So yeah, so until we see you again, stay positive, stay lovely. We love you all, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.